The colossal legacy of Godzilla, king of the monsters. If that colossal roar gave you chills, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the legendary saga of Godzilla, the one and only king of the monsters. From towering over skyscrapers to battling cosmic threats, Godzilla has been an unstoppable force in cinema for over 6 decades. Whether you're a die-hard kaiju fan or just curious about the big guy, stick around. Grab your favorite snacks and let's embark on this epic journey together. The birth of a monster. Let's rewind the clock to where it all began. Picture Japan in the early 1950s. The nation was in recovery mode after the impacts of Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II. The fear surrounding nuclear technology was at an all-time high. Nuclear weapons weren't just a topic of political debate, they were a haunting reality etched into the collective consciousness. In 1954, director Ishiro Honda had an idea. Alongside special effects genius Eiji Tsuburaya, they created a creature that embodied these fears, a monstrous force of nature born from nuclear testing. Enter Godzilla, or Gojira, in Japanese. But Godzilla wasn't just another movie monster. He was a walking, roaring metaphor for nuclear destruction and the hubris of mankind. The original film wasn't just about a giant lizard causing chaos, it was a powerful statement on the consequences of nuclear warfare. The original film resonated deeply with Japanese audiences, making Godzilla an instant icon. Evolution over the decades. Trust me, it's been a wild ride. Starting off with the Showa era, named after Emperor Hirohito's reign, Godzilla began as a terrifying villain, a representation of destruction. By the time Godzilla vs. Mothra and Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, came around, Godzilla was more of a reluctant hero, defending Earth from other monstrous threats. The films mixed sci-fi, fantasy, and even some slapstick humor. Who can forget the unforgettable dropkick in Godzilla vs. Megalon? The Heisei era, hitting the reset button on the franchise with The Return of Godzilla, in 1984, the films returned to darker themes. The storytelling was more coherent, with a continuous timeline that delved deeper into Godzilla's origin and his connection to humanity. Special effects saw a significant upgrade. The suits were more detailed, and the miniature sets were incredibly realistic. The battles were intense, and the stakes were higher. The Millennium Era. Each film was mostly a standalone story, allowing filmmakers to experiment with new ideas and narratives. Movies like Godzilla, Mothra and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, presented Godzilla as a manifestation of vengeful spirits. These films tackled modern-day issues and fears, reflecting the anxieties of the new millennium. The Reiwa Era, with Shin Godzilla taking center stage in 2016, Godzilla was portrayed as a rapidly evolving creature. It was a clever allegory for governmental inefficiency in the face of disaster, a nod to events like the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. Shin Godzilla blended traditional suitmation with CGI, giving us the best of both worlds. Godzilla goes global. Alright, now let's cross the Pacific and see how Godzilla made waves internationally. In 1998, Hollywood decided to bring Godzilla to the West. Directed by Roland Emmerich, this version was, well, let's just say it wasn't everyone's cup of tea. The Godzilla design drastically changed, and fans missed the classic look and feel of the original. In 2014, Legendary Pictures launched the MonsterVerse with Godzilla, aiming to do justice to the iconic kaiju. The film respected the source material while introducing Godzilla to a new generation of fans. With sequels like Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong, the MonsterVerse solidified Godzilla's place in Western cinema. Cultural differences in interpretation. It's fascinating how different cultures interpret Godzilla. In Japan, he's often a symbol, a force of nature that reflects societal fears and issues. In Western films, he's sometimes portrayed more as a creature feature star, focusing on action and spectacle. Impact on international pop culture. Globally, Godzilla has influenced countless movies, TV shows, comics, and more. Think about Pacific Rim, Cloverfield, or even episodes of The Simpsons. Godzilla's shadow looms large. He's not just a Japanese or American icon, he's a worldwide phenomenon. Behind the scenes. Let's peel back the curtain and see how the magic happens. Back in the day, CGI wasn't a thing. The answer: Suitmation. That's right, an actor in a suit stomping around miniature sets. Haruo Nakajima, the original suit actor, performed in scorching hot suits to bring authenticity to Godzilla's movements. These practical effects gave the films a tangible feel. The destruction of tiny buildings and vehicles added a layer of realism that's hard to replicate, even today. Iconic design and roar. Godzilla's design has evolved, but certain elements remain constant. The massive dorsal plates, the thick tail, and that menacing face. His appearance is instantly recognizable. And let's talk about that roar. Created by composer Akira Ifukube, it was made by rubbing a leather glove coated in pine tar resin along the strings of a double bass. The sound perfectly matches the towering presence of Godzilla. Music and score. Akira Ifukube's music played a crucial role in the films. The themes he composed are as iconic as the monster himself, evoking feelings of awe, fear, and excitement. The scores help set the tone, whether it's the ominous beats during a city rampage or the triumphant music when Godzilla emerges victorious. Themes and messages. Beneath the surface-level monster mash, Godzilla films often tackle weighty themes. Godzilla has been a spokesperson, spokesmonster, for environmental issues. Films like Godzilla vs. Hedorah highlight the dangers of pollution. The message is clear. If we keep mistreating the planet, we might just create our own undoing. Many stories showcase the consequences of humanity's reckless pursuit of power. It's a reminder that our actions have repercussions, sometimes towering ones. Political and social allegories. From the original film's commentary on nuclear warfare to modern takes on governmental red tape, Godzilla movies reflect the political climate of their times. They're not just popcorn flicks, they're mirrors held up to society. The monster's adversaries. What's a king without rivals? Godzilla has faced an impressive rogues gallery. There's King Ghidorah, the three-headed space dragon, Mothra, the giant moth goddess, Rodan, the supersonic pteranodon, and of course, Mechagodzilla, the robotic doppelganger. Each monster brings their own lore and powers, enriching the Godzilla universe. Some start as enemies but become allies, showcasing complex relationships. It's like the ultimate monster soap opera. Team-ups and battles. The kaiju battles are legendary. Whether it's a one-on-one grudge match or an all-out brawl, these epic clashes are a cornerstone of the franchise. Fans debate over the best fights. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Godzilla's influence on media. His influence doesn't stop at movies. Godzilla has stomped his way into the gaming world with titles like Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters Melee, and Godzilla Unleashed. Gamers can step into the shoes of their favorite kaiju. Animated series like Godzilla. The series from the late 90s and the more recent Netflix anime trilogy expand on Godzilla's lore, reaching audiences who might prefer animation over live action. Merchandise and collectibles. From action figures to posters, t-shirts to lunchboxes, Godzilla merchandise is everywhere. Collectors hunt for limited edition items, like the coveted 1954 original figurines. Some rare Godzilla toys can fetch thousands of dollars. Fan culture and conventions. Fan communities are vibrant and passionate. Events like G-Fest, held annually in Chicago, bring fans together to celebrate all things Godzilla. Panels, screenings, cosplay. It's a kaiju lover's dream come true. Legacy and enduring appeal. So, what's the secret sauce behind Godzilla's lasting popularity? Godzilla represents more than just a film character. He's a symbol of nature's power and humanity's resilience. Beyond fandom, academics study Godzilla's impact on culture, politics, and society. Universities offer courses analyzing the film's themes. Critics praise the way the franchise tackles real-world issues under the guise of monster flicks. Godzilla as a cultural icon. In an age where environmental concerns and technological advancements dominate headlines, Godzilla's messages are more relevant than ever. He serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the consequences of our actions. The future of Godzilla. What lies ahead for the king of the monsters? There are whispers of new movies in development, both in Japan and Hollywood. Toho Studios announced plans for a shared kaiju universe. Imagine the possibilities. The Monsterverse is also set to continue, with potential sequels and spin-offs. Maybe we'll finally get that Godzilla vs. Gamera movie fans have been dreaming about. Fingers crossed. Potential directions. With advancements in technology, filmmakers can explore uncharted territories. Virtual reality experiences? Interactive movies? The sky's the limit. There's also room to delve deeper into Godzilla's origins or introduce new monsters. From his origins as a manifestation of nuclear fears to becoming a global icon, Godzilla's journey is nothing short of legendary. He's adapted and evolved, much like the stories he inhabits. Godzilla is more than just a giant monster. He's a cultural phenomenon that brings people together. His films offer both thrilling entertainment and thoughtful commentary. Whether he's a destroyer or a savior, one thing's for sure, we can't get enough of him. Drop your favorite Godzilla moment or film in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going. Compilation of Godzilla's most epic moments. The first sighting in 1954, the showdown with King Ghidorah, teaming up with Mothra, and the final blast in Godzilla vs. Kong. Screen fades to black. The silhouette of Godzilla appears with the words, "Long live the King."